The subject of today's short talk is follow the function. Okay, I'm kind of stealing this from investigators, police investigators, who often say, okay, you want to know who the culprit is, follow the money. Who stands to benefit as a result of this crime? So if you want to potentially look at your life and you see certain habits or certain behaviors that on the surface seem to cause a lot of harm or distress or difficulty for you, but you still have trouble getting rid of or changing to a more adaptive version, follow the function. What is this behavior doing in the context of your life? It has to serve a function or else it still wouldn't be there. Even if it's dysfunctional. Remember, most of the word dysfunction is the word function. Most of what is dysfunctional is functional. It just creates additional problems on top of the problem that it's been designed to solve. So, in the vast majority of cases, maladaptive habits, vices, behaviors, they serve a function that in the mind of the individual is a net positive. So, for example, I often work with people who are chronic worriers. They worry about things all the time, hundreds of times a day. They know rationally that most of the things they're concerned about will never happen, and yet they sort of feel powerless to block this compulsion, and they often resist efforts to intervene and address the issue. And this has to do with the function that behavior is serving in that person's life, which is within their own subjective experience. They believe at a deeper level that the worrying behavior keeps them safe, that if they weren't worrying about things in the future, they would be even more exposed and vulnerable than they already are. So even though they understand that the worrying corrodes their quality of life, they believe that, as a sum total, that behavior to be a net positive, because the preventative or safety associations with respect to that behavior outweigh the negative, deleterious aspects of that behavior. So they keep it because it's a net positive. And that's true for pretty much any quote-unquote dysfunctional behavior that you have in your life. It's still around because on some level you believe it to be a net positive, but it's preferable to giving it up, which might expose you to more distress or more harm. Do you see what I'm saying? So that means to address, for example, the issue of chronic worry, you have to find some other more adaptive behavior that still meets that function, i.e. the function of reducing my feeling of vulnerability, or the function of increasing my feeling of safety in my life, both of which are important needs. The issue is that this behavior meets those needs while creating a lot of other problems in the meantime. So if you're having difficulty understanding why something persists in your life despite it causing you pain or distress, follow the function. What is it doing in your life? How is it on some level a net positive within your own subjective understanding? That's what I got for you today. Please like and subscribe. We'll talk more in the future.